So you want to play Billy, huh? Well, here we are. This is a fantastic comeback game where we'll be talking through all the minutiae of the plays that you should be thinking about with Billy, how, when you should be engaging, and also the various builds you can go. First things first, we're going to show a little bit of a sneaky route around here, as we'll be talking about Billy's gun. Now, Billy's gun is, of course, the Biquette. And it is a fast shooting SMG. It's very good for confirming souls in the other game. Can be good for damage, but has a lot of drop off. As you can see, it is just going to be picking up a few souls in this early stage. That's what you want to be mainly using it for. Billy's actual fighting very early in the game, not too good. His whole kit all revolves around together. They have to be used sort of... They can be used separately, of course, but it is very good to use it together. Now, as we can see, I'm missing a lot of melees, but hopefully as the game goes on, we'll be improving. So Rising Ram, the first ability that we did unlock was this charge forward. Now, if you're in the air, you can charge in any direction, but if you're on the ground, you'll just charge straight forward to your target, knocking them into the air. And as we saw there, the cooldown reduction when hit is the very important thing in the early game. If you're using it just to escape, you will lose out. Melee lifesteal being the first item we pick up. Just helps us a little bit with sustain in lane, but also allows us to go a bit aggressive later on, and especially combos with our bash down here does do a melee strike. So, Mo and Krill pushing us away right now. As I say, before we get our third ability, we very much have to play on the back foot. If the enemy makes a mistake, we're there to punish, but we can't go too aggressively for the engage. Now, Billy can be very effective at doing camps, and we'll see going in here, just getting one minion just to push us a little bit further to that next ability. You don't have to finish off. Big thing with Deadlock, you don't always have to finish off camps. You can come back to it. Here we'll be thinking about getting our soak in lane as well. So if you've got time just to do one minion, go do it. Once again, using Billy's gun just to confirm. We can start to be aggressive, but we still haven't got that third ability yet, which is why we are not just charging straight in. As soon as we get it though, we can start to be aggressive, especially before Mo and Krill has their heroic ability, their ultimate even. Yeah, see, just picking up a few souls, very good for doing that. But here we go. We pick up Blasted. Now this is important. Getting that health. We pop it instantly. We pop a whole combo, sneaking in a quick melee. Be careful. Some people can absolutely parry that in the air. But here, Mina wasn't quite ready for it, and we pick up the quick kill. As you can see, it got us a lot of additional max HP, which we do get instantly when using Blasted. So it allowed us to sustain quite well in that fight. And of course, additional damage, gun damage. I think it applies to the rest of the camp here, so we're able to pick it up quickly. Now, when taking the camps, using melee on them is important because it does reload your gun. You're seeing we picked up Backstab, but this is going to help just in the pursuit. We didn't use our one there. I'm not sure. Probably did mean to, but it can be nice to just keep it. I think it was mainly because we didn't have Blasted up. Now, of course, if you got Blasted up, your one does apply that. And we picked up extra charge here just so we could use two. Incredibly situational early game, but late game, when you've got lots of your bash down hitting many targets, you pick up a lot of max HP, and it is really handy in those late game team fights that we'll get to a lot better. So, oh, there, I wanted to really get on there. I've already put my heroic. There we go, ultimate used, pulls them back, get a melee in there, but unfortunately couldn't quite weave in the rest. I think Mina didn't get pulled when I expected, but it can be handy when using your heroic ability, your ultimate. You do. So as we go back, we can see Billy's vitality stats, and you can see he's pretty tanky. He got a little bit of extra tankiness. Early game is where he mainly gets that tanky. As the late game goes on, he'll be reliant on that the bash down combo with your 3. So we were a bit unfortunate here, having to go back to base, but we weren't quite in range to get our healing right, and we've made it back for the wave, but we have opted to go for this survival. All in all, that was pretty bad timing here. Not the timing you want in the early game. We're now sort of out of souls a lot, but with a bit of extra healing, we are able to put the pressure on this Monkrill, unfortunately. He has blinded us, so we are only able to just get some melees in there. But it was enough. We didn't really care about Mina's damage on us. We were just putting our melees onto the Monkrill after he'd early parried. A lot of people will do that against Billy, so you are able to just keep punishing him. Now, of course, Blasted does apply to structures if you're able to get that melee onto them. But it wasn't quite feeling confident here. We knew Monkrill had their ultimate available, thanks to the indicator up at the top. So instead, just coming to pick up another little bit of camp before going back to the lane. Always using that time as much as we can. Now, once again, Blasted on cooldown. We cannot engage without it. It's a waste of our cooldowns, so we don't go in onto the Monkrill, especially as he has the ultimate. So keep up those souls. That is the big thing with Deadlock. You're probably fighting too much is a big mantra to have. I can hear Monkrill is off somewhere else, so I've gone in onto the Mina. Audio so important in Deadlock. If you're able to hear one of the other heroes using their cooldowns, using their gun somewhere else, doesn't mean you have to go there. It just means you can do things elsewhere on the map. And we're just plinking away here. Once again, Billy's gun, not very good at long range. Not very good at medium range. It is there to be used close range and get reloads by using those melees. But we can start to pressure. We are ahead in souls here by a decent amount. And as the sand wears off from our eyes, we can now look to find an angle on the side here. They have still got their ultimate abilities. We've got Chain Gang, should we want to use it. No, instead we're going to back out, keep our cool, and just pick up a few more souls. We're looking to get our life strike, which we're so close to doing. You may have seen videos talk about that. Power spike. Well, this is what we're looking for right now. Oh, and unfortunately we knocked them just out of Paige's immobilized there, but Paige is such a great combo hero. We do only hit the Monkrill here, but we're going to put the pressure on even further. Get that backstab, really slow them down. Unfortunately, didn't quite get there with the melee. Knew they were far away. And they had the parry. Although we don't get the souls, they are as good as dead as the backstab damage ticks through and takes them down. So don't always go chasing. Even if they're out of lane for a while, it's fairly effective. We're able to get in, get the parry, a lot of damage on this Guardian. So we pull back just before it goes down. It's fine to do that. We know we got items coming in. We can always pick it up a little bit later in another push. Now get extra health and life strike, which should make us very tanky. Should we get comboed by the Monkrill, we might be able to live through it now. Although combo and Mina's ultimate will be a lot of damage. As you can see, we get poked down pretty effectively. Half health right now. But just means we've got a little bit of time. Pick up one minion. Right, so we didn't quite get our combo onto the Monkrill, which I know is confusing with Monkrill having combo. So Blasted gets wasted a bit here. Not able to push forward as much as we'd like. Billy really likes the chaos. He really likes it when no one knows what they're doing. So picking up the remainder of the camp, we can see that the gun, pretty effective damage, very close range. We're just keeping it cool. We don't want to go too crazy with Billy early game. He's not got the mobility that people like Calico and Drifter have. Even though, still looking to stack up a little bit maybe in those cases. Instead, we are just going to keep it cool, calm, and although we're late for the bridge buffs, we still are able to pick up this one. Now, casting's still useful for Billy. Still very useful. Obviously, that additional spell spirit damage can be very good for the bash down and also the rising ram. So, we pop it. Gonna get our chain gang on here. It stops Mina from doing that, but unfortunately she doesn't get pulled, and I'm not sure if that's just part of her heroics stopping that, or if that's just a bug that maybe allows her to do it. Who knows? I didn't think silence broke it, but this time it did. Still. It's one ultimate for another ultimate. We should be able to push in here. Really good stuff on my page, by the way. I know we're watching Billy POV, but Paige is the MVP, for sure. Party time. Pop blasted here, get in there, but unfortunately a little too deep. Did try to be a bit further away from the tower, but with the Guardian taking me down, we respawn. We still haven't taken down that Guardian, so it's a little bit unfortunate. We've not quite got the pressure we wanted to after that push of putting it down to about 10%. But we are still ahead in the lane. Although, me on Billy, now a little bit further behind. Still, I find this Monkrill, put the pressure in there. Don't quite find the combo I wanted to, but Paige is there to help me out. And now putting on pressure still onto this Mina. Not really needing to kill her, not needing to go all in, especially when they still have the Guardian, knowing that we've got the minion wave coming. The troopers can handle it. And the last bit of damage. This Guardian will go down. Thanks. So Guardian done. And now, of course, we are 12 minutes into this game. We can look around the map, see where we can be useful. Cold Front as well allows us to pressure on a bit of a rotation if we get that flank. And we're going to be using the movement buff that's just been left here for so long. Tell the elo that I play at. It's about Emissary. Means that not everyone gets a bridge buff. We get a knockdown on this. We didn't quite have Rising Ram. We have got it now. Don't always have to use everything in time. But nice stone from Ivy. We're going to keep trying to pressure, but McGinnis comes in, puts a tower down. We didn't quite get the melee on there. So many missed melees in this VOD, and quite frankly, it's embarrassing. But yellow lane they had lost. So we can just instead come back, use the Cold Front to take out this camp very nice and quickly. Cooldown on Cold Front, pretty short. You know, there's not going to be many opportunities where you aren't going to have it off cooldown. Sure, we'll see one very soon. But we're just going to move away. Let McGinnis farm that lane. Come back here. We're going to try and use our mobility here, our disruptiveness, and of course help defend our blue lane. So we pick up now Sprint Boots, that helps us in the rotation, and Melee Charge to put on a bit of pressure. So we've gone from one side of the map to the other. But we're looking to get the combo onto Kelvin here, and we do manage to do it. We've hit a lot of melees on him, but he gets away thanks to that shielding. Lady Geist not going for the parry here, allowed us to get a bit more damage on her, but we are very far forward here. The rest of our team now comes in. Good pressure on both Geist and Kelvin. We push ourselves there, but with slows, are we going to make it out of this fight? The new Lady Geist had their ultimate there.
I'm tired of people like you looking down on me, Geist.
I was really trying to back away. So instead, Monkrill comes in. Out comes the dome. And with the additional damage from Mina, it's another death on Billy. Not to be too much of a worry now. So here we think, right, okay, have we gone through our usefulness as Billy? How are we doing? Do we want to just be the start of this game? Or do we want to try and push structures? Of course, we have yet to get the
Defend Greenwich.
full Guardians, so we don't have our slot yet. But I'm not too worried about that. We see our Dynamo in trouble here. And there's 3 people on them. And unfortunately, Dynamo does go down still. Let's see if we can make the best of a bad situation. We can get 1 melee on there. Unfortunately, Ivy then clamping down. Once again, didn't quite time the melee. Someone a bit too close to us. With Yamato slicing away, this is where it starts to feel like, okay, Yamato's on 17k, I'm on 13k. How do we punish that? How do we get back into the game? We think about going blue here, but we see our rest of our team much nearer blue. We've got McGuinness there, and yellow lane has been pushed in. It's just time for us to sit and bunker down. So this is one of those things. Obviously, lots of fight going over on green, but nothing's really in danger. 9 times out of 10 in Deadlock, you're probably fighting too much if you're behind. So here you can see we are 20k behind. It's not good. So looking at our build, thinking, is this actually going to be helping us from behind? How do we get back into this game? And in fact, you'll see that after doing a bit of farming here, where we're putting ourselves back onto sort of as even footing as we can. You can see Mina's on 17k, Yamato's still on 20k. We tried to get onto the Ivy there. Not quite successful. So here, if I was Calico, maybe I'd be soaking both blue and yellow to try and really make sure that my team doesn't lose any souls. Instead, we're Billy. We're not shoving in yellow. We don't want to be in danger. We don't want to be ganked. So instead, we're keeping it safe.
Headed to Broadway.
We're getting buffs. Keeping our farm. We're still looking. How is Yamato doing? They are still getting away with their soul count being much higher than everyone else.
I'm gonna tear it all down.
Here, Ivy over here. Once again, audio cues so important. And unfortunately, I don't quite manage to connect the Rising Ram. So instead, Ivy gets an easy clear on the wave, but has to use their ultimate ability. Yeah, here, we're just sitting in yellow. That's all we have to do. Nothing more at the moment. The rest of our team is fighting quite a lot, but we've got to acknowledge it's very far away. And this is where I make a bold decision that I'm not 100% sure is the right decision, but when you've got someone like Yamato who's starting to get away from you, just buying Curse early on, trading out of the extra health, which is, a usual sort of increment of our build, means that maybe we can get onto someone. So, of course, if we held our Curse there, we potentially could have used it, but we're looking at Yamato. They have their ultimate ability still, so we're going to pop out the Curse, try and put a bit of pressure on them, but they have so much support, and I'm still very much in danger. I have to back away. Healing comes out from everyone here. With Dynamo down, we just back away and say, look, okay, this fight is lost. As Billy, I can't do anything long range. I can't help defend without going in. I look to go yellow, but Victor's got it instead, so I come back in. Come back on the sneaky side. Now I've only got 600 HP. Don't have blasted. Just came on there, and I'm in a 1v1 with Yamato, who, as we know, is ahead. They quickly take me out. Out of position, not where we want to be. You've got to be careful where you are with Billy. So all in, and not as tanky as Abrams, not as tanky as Victor. You've got to be aware. So we still haven't picked up this green Guardian. Now they're coming over with a Spirit Jar. And with Moan Krill here, I feel a little bit vulnerable. We're going to just try and pressure him, but he is such a big boy. Such a tanky lad. And we know they're rotating over to think about this Spirit Jar, but it has been dropped. We hear Kelvin as well. We are just playing it safe. We know we've been getting bullied. We know we are a susceptible target with sort of the main soul lead on our team. It's important still to keep cool and know, okay, play it calm. The troopers will come to you. And you'll have that opportunity. I come to try and get my own krill here, but unfortunately, he's away. Good play by Moan Krill there. Now it's very tempting here to still keep trying to shove this green lane out. Got to trust our team. They get a kill onto Lady Geist.
Oh, you want to start shit but not finish it.
And now with a player advantage, we can push in. Yellow is getting pressured a lot here. But at this point in the game, 20 minutes in, we can really just tank it and take it out in the opportunity we've been given. We don't want to stick around, okay? Let's get a shop, heal up. We've been in this situation. We've not been able to get, you know, some of the healing items that we'd really like. We've accidentally didn't go in the shop there. So picking up Fortitude here really does help us when we're out of combat. You know, we could have gone for the Spirit Strike. Would have helped certainly against people like Yamato, like the Moan Krill. A little bit against Mina as well, if able to land it. We think, what is our team doing? It's pretty inefficient of me there, being a bit indecisive, thinking I need to be ready for my team. But instead, we're just going to take out the camp and move along. Once again, keeping the troopers, so keeping them pushed out. At this point, I see that Ivy is on yellow, pushing away, and Ivy with a load of troopers could definitely do something. We do some dashing to try and make ourselves get there as quick as possible. Here, I believe, so we can just use our Frost Blast and Smash Down to clear the way fairly quickly. See, we're still keeping up very nicely with souls, you know. Getting these trooper lanes, getting it when there's a big wave all by yourself is a lot of souls. It's a little bit selfish at times, but that's how you have to do it. How you win often is by being a little bit selfish. When your team is sort of fighting a lot. Now we know it's just Ivy here, but we know it's not going to be for long. Okay, Mina is there. We're going to retreat, try and go a little bit of a safe way. I'm busy looking at the mini-map here. That's why I walk into the wall. And with Mina, we think, oh, it's a bit of a flank. But there was Moan Krill as well. So even then, that was a slight overextension. That is why we have to be careful when there's no one else on the map. We do end up getting Yellow Walker out of that. And that's fine. You know, it just means that Yellow's a little less safe, but the troopers will be pushing in onto our side. As McGuinness goes to get the troopers there, we're going to catch the rest of blue. Keeping ourselves in business here. Now you may be thinking, well, Billy's, you know, we should be really getting into more fights. And you're right, you know, the chain gang is very effective in the team fights, stops Mina from getting away too much, stops Moan Krill getting away too much, but ultimately there's sort of places we need to be and there's people we need to be, and if no one else is doing the hitting of troopers, it's got to be you. And once Billy gets into the late game, he can be an absolute menace. He does have pretty good scaling. They did change it slightly. But we've got a couple of good items. Of course, we did buy Curse very early, which sort of put us on the back foot. But picking up Crushing Fists allows us to really get some combos in, really put pressure onto people like Lady Geist, like Mina, even Kelvin at times. Kelvin is one of those heroes that is tanky enough, though, that I struggle with. Able to use our ability there before the bats silence us. This is where we're starting to think, okay, we have got some effective damage. And we really thought we'd get onto that lady guys there. Popped Curse, potentially a little too early. Trying to make sure that she doesn't use her health swap on us. Once again, fight happens. I don't have blasted. I don't want to get involved. I see that yellow is pushing in. And ultimately, I back out here. Now, maybe that's the wrong decision, but Victor wasn't there either. Victor's sort of feeling away. And you're fighting very far out there. You know, ultimately, if you are taking a fight when you are behind, you kind of want to be in the opportunity of your walker.
This is how we get it done.
Now, we get a big old chain gang here. We take down Mo and Krill. Pop the curse onto the Yamato, but this time she has still got way too much damage, and we are all by ourselves, basically. Calico is in the back. Victor just arrives, and they are still quite a lot on their team. So once again, it's the question of what do we do here? And the answer is nothing. It's okay to do nothing. Just give things. Keep yourself alive. Try not to give opportunities.
Leave it to me.
It's a little bit risky of me. But the blue team weren't looking to hang around waiting for someone to come up. They're going to go do boss. Most likely. Pretty sure that's what they do. And so we just think, okay, if they're doing boss, I'm not going to go contest boss. I'm just going to keep this wave pushed out. I get the souls here. We pressure the structures. Minions no longer change when the boss is taken. Hopefully this will keep a little bit of pressure off us. Maybe even get us this walker if the wave is big enough. Troopers definitely do a great amount, but instead Ivy goes and picks it up. I think it was a good time to leave. Ivy could have stopped us walking back. And now we are looking at selling Backstab, getting Hunter's Aura, saying, okay, if we do meet anyone in these 1v1s on the side lane, we absolutely want to make sure that we have an advantage. Now, it's not like there's many people on their team that do fast gun rates, but Ivy's enough, Monkrill's enough. It's not like a Haze or a Drifter, who absolutely is a good item to buy. So this just helps us sort of personally. Now, a little bit late to this vitality buff. And instead, we say, oh, our Victor's in trouble. We're going to go help him. We have avoided team fights so long. And we managed to get the kill on Kelvin here. He did pop Dome, though. And we're going to get Chain Gang. We're going to pull back. And we're going to get the melee onto just one of them. Still, Kelvin gets pulled back enough. Didn't care too much for Mina's ultimate ability. And as we look at Mount Krill here, we oh, he dodges up. But enough damage from the rest of our team. It's one of the tricky things of balancing knockups with heavy melees. A little tricky. So I see that Mina's obviously a little bit low, as is Mo and Krill. So I pop round here. Blasted is running out. And there is Mina. Look at the damage we do onto her. She is so squishy. She accidentally jumps onto there. We're going to get a kill. Geist now in here, in our faces. We're going to curse her, make sure she can't get off too much. She does have her ultimate ability. She's going to go for the swap. She gets the swap. And with no parry here, we go for the parry instead. Take her out with 79 HP. A little bit clutch. But we pressured the backline there. Mina and Geist taken down. Bit of a 1v1 calamity. And with only this much HP, I'm like, I'm getting out of there. I can't go help Yamato fight our Victor. It's just going to be lights over for me. So we pick up Juggernaut. Mainly to make sure that we are keeping mobile in the fights, not getting slow too much, but also keeping that fire rate down. And ultimately, you know, fire rate against Mina, equally very good. We see that our McGuinness is getting the troopers back there. We don't want to be too greedy. Allow your teammates to get 100% of the soul value at times, especially when you're starting to lead and you're choked on slots. So here we are, just trying to think, how else can we improve our build? Arctic Blast does work well. Ivy obviously here pushing in against us, but doesn't matter too much. Try to look for the Ivy, but they're gone. Obviously this does give them a quick zip line on green. And with the end coming in here, we did have the speed boost around, so we see Kelvin come in, we go for the rising ram, try to connect. They run very far away. Potential team fight brewing here. As we see Yamato able to get through. Curse popped a bit too early here, but we take down the Moan Krill. And that means we can finally turn our attention to other people. No risk of being comboed, we can just go straight in. Yamato's still deleting our backline. Lady Geist here as well, very vulnerable. We get a couple of shots in here. Unfortunately, didn't quite connect. With Dynamo getting the end, that's absolutely fine for them. As we walk past the Yamato back to back, it's a little bit tricky. 1 kill on our side, or 1 death on our side, 2 deaths on theirs. We have an advantage, but is it enough with this Yamato? She's already used her heroic ability, her ultimate ability down. And here we find Ivy. We see her. She uses her stone form. Pop the curse. Try to make sure that they don't use their ultimate to fly away. Didn't quite have it available, and now they do. And they get locked out. Really good wall by McGinnis here. Now we are low. We are aware that Yamato's coming after us. We're going to try and hide around, but we have Rising Ram. We have Blasted. We can survive a little bit. As our Life Strike comes up, we can heal a nice chunk here. And as we just go melee as they charge their abilities, it's so much damage. Really well played by the team here. And we take down the raid boss that is their Yamato. And this gives us a great opportunity, a great opening to come back into the game. Slowly but surely, we are achieving it. Now they had to, on the blue team, had to think, how can they win the game? They ultimately could have played it very slow. We still haven't even got there. There was a pause there. Sorry for the juttering. But they had to think, you know, what can they do to make sure they win the game? There was Urn available. They did go for it. They were ahead. But the other thing you can do while you're ahead like this is to just choke out the opposing team's slots. We only have 1 bonus slot, as they have the full 4. If they just soak up souls, they're going to be a lot more powerful than us. We see Lady Geist here. We are rotating very safely. We have our Victor behind us. We see that. Go for a little bit of speed off the zipline here. Still thinking, okay, we've got 8k. Should we be buying something here? I think this is a really tough spot, because this is me, you know, it's okay to be bad at Deadlock. Let's just say that. This is me contemplating, is there anything in this build that I don't want right now? And there are better items, you know. Maybe I should be going Spellbreaker here. I'm definitely thinking about it. Probably instead of Fortitude. And my team is doing a big fight over in green. I am so far away though right now. At this point, I potentially am throwing the game. But my team is getting out. And I'm thinking, I want that slot. I want that bonus slot. I need to put enough pressure, and at that point, I know that the enemy team has backed away. They've not been seen for a while. They've probably boosted back, and they had indeed. Ivy then came. So no slot gained, but I trusted my team. Here I sit at 10k souls. So many items I could have bought. But Billy is a kit that works together, as we see. Oh, Moan Krill goes down way earlier than I think. The burst from Dynamo, who went Spirit Build this game, is actually quite significant. We're blasted down for another 20 seconds. We have to be a little bit patient. Still, we see Lady Geist trying to come this way. We go to cut her off. Don't quite connect the ram. They drop the urn. We get the Frost. There's one heavy melee, two heavy melees. She will be stunned on the second one, but we see someone coming in. Kelvin and Ivy, both trying to do something. The swap comes out, and unfortunately, 3-man rotation. It's too much for me. We go down once again. So we created space there. Our team did get green, but they were pushed right back off it. They're losing players, and we come right back into the action here. Get the curse onto Mo and Krill instead. Yamato too quick with their ability. And as we pull them all in, Dynamo gets the big ultimate. And it's huge. And I say, look, I've got nothing to do. I'll just pick up the souls. And then put my pressure back onto Yamato. But what a combo there. Chain gang into it. We get another walker just from the minion pressure that we've been putting on in yellow. And with just Mo and Krill alive, it's go time. It's time to go mid. We've got blasted. Gonna pick up a few bits more of max health on the boss. I'm shouting at my team to come help me. The troopers don't matter. We've lost so much of our base already. We need this boss. We need to be able to turn it around. Of course, being the second boss, it's going to be 4 rejuves. Mo and Krill could do nothing. They're in yellow lane. They could come very speedy if they had Fleetfoot and that yellow carpet. But no. So, after a long slog, and some may have potentially thought to go for the blue walker. And it's true, the blue walker is pretty good. But this will allow us to have a real big team fight on our hands next time round. Boss is so good, so important as well. So here with 10k, I am now anxious to push in.
Stay together.
Get the trooper wave, keep pushing out.
I see Yamato.
Okay. And this is the opportunity, right? We've had really good black holes. And if we can do that same chain gang into black hole combo, maybe we get another really easy team fight. But it doesn't have to be too easy now. The more even on souls. We've got 4 rejuvenators. Absolutely can pressure in. Calico is a little far away, but of course they have cat form. They can dash over to us. That's what Calico is very good at. We really want this blue walker. We're thinking about that next slot. And as we mess up our combo, we get the curse out. We don't quite get on there, but we get 3 here. We get a big heavy melee into action. And although we are absolutely ultimated, we have Calico in here with us. We are smacking them around. Crushing Fist with the bash down. Does a lot of damage. We take out Kelvin. And none of us go down. We don't even have to do anything. So just looking at this walker, it's still very, very resilient. Thinking, can we go in? We see Lady Geist. We just mistimed that by a split second. Would have been the coolest thing ever otherwise. But it's another huge black hole. We get 3 in here. And as I mess up the melees, we are able to take them down. And this is the power that just having Rejuvenate has. It's not necessarily that we've got sort of the bonuses of everything. Of course, you do get bonuses from Rejuve. But additionally, the confidence that you have when you know that you can come back to life. Here I thought I'd taken out the enemy shrine. But so what were the major decisions that allowed us to come back into this game? Well, ultimately, it's putting a bit of pressure on, finding those fights when needed, keeping it cool, and trusting that at some point we'll become a bit of a raid boss. Curse onto the Ivy here. She does get the stone form off eventually. I don't know that Curse got a lot of value here, but it's scary enough. It's a threat against the Yamato. And when trying to get a bit of Heli melees on here, Kelvin comes in with a Hail Mary. But it is too little, too late. And what a struggle this game was, but we absolutely smashed it out of the park. Really well played to everybody on my team for keeping their cool and not fighting for too much. So there you go. Bit of Billy gameplay for you, as well as a little bit of a guide talking through what's going on. So you can see lots of souls here, not many kills because that Yamato was always going to be there. Of course, we'll give the upvotes to everybody in the game, as they were all very polite, and it's a very good game.